Next, we try to draw a cooling curve. Cooling curve denotes the variation of temperature versus time when the substance is cooled. Especially here we talk about the water. So let us say I have a steam at 130 degrees centigrade. This steam, as it is cooled, its temperature will decrease and will attain 100 degrees centigrade. Once the temperature attained is 100 degrees centigrade, temperature will become constant. Again, at this constant temperature, change of state occurs. Vapor gets converted to the liquid. Once all of the vapors are converted into the liquid, again its temperature starts dropping till the temperature attained is 0 degrees centigrade. Once the temperature attained is 0 degrees centigrade, again the temperature will become constant. Again here the change of state occurs, which is from liquid to solid. This solid further can be cooled to attain whatever temperature desired. So this is a cooling curve. Cooling curve or heating curve, they can be drawn depending upon the temperature specified. This is a general cooling curve for the water. This is cooling curve for the steam at 130 degrees centigrade, which gets converted to ice at minus 20 degrees centigrade. So this is a cooling curve. This horizontal lines represents latent heat. This is vapor to liquid. This is latent heat of vaporization, whose value is 2260 joules per gram. That means each gram of vapor will release 2260 joules of heat to convert into the liquid. Similarly, liquid to solid, this is latent heat of fusion, whose value is 336 joules per gram. This means each gram of liquid to convert into the solid will release 336 joules of the heat. So when the cooling take place, heat is released out, and when the heating take place, you can see that when the heating is done, heat is absorbed in. Here the ice absorbs heat to get convert into the liquid. Then liquid again its temperature increases. It absorbs heat to convert into the steam, and the furthermore steam, it absorbs heat to increase its temperature. So that is about the change of state. Let us look at some of the important questions related to this. So the first question we take based on the topic change of state, that is, why burns caused by steam are more severe than hot water. So burns caused by the steam are more severe than the hot water. It is because steam, as it cools down, it releases 2260 joules of heat for every gram of steam, which causes severe burns to the skin. Whereas water releases only 4.2 joules for every gram. Hence, by comparison, we know that heat burns caused by steam are more severe than the hot water. Let us look at the one more question. Next question we have is, why weather becomes moderate when freezing starts or during a snow storm. It can be asked anyway why weather becomes moderate when snowstorm, or it can be also asked why weather becomes moderate when the freezing starts in cold countries. So simple answer for this is during freezing or snowstorm water starts freezing. It releases during freezing, right? It releases 336 joules of heat for every gram, which results in heating of atmosphere, and hence we feel moderate. It's very simple that during the snowstorm or freezing, when the water is freezing, it will release heat. This released heat makes atmosphere warm. It releases heat into the atmosphere. Hence atmosphere becomes warm, and ultimately we feel moderate, or temperatures are neither too high neither too low. The next question we have is why ice is considered as a better coolant, or you can write down as why ice is used to cool drinks rather than cold water. You might have seen that in order to cool the drinks, cold drinks, we use ice rather than the cold water. So again the simple reason is cold water really absorbs just 4.2 joules of heat for every 1 gram, whereas ice absorbs 336 joules of heat for every 1 gram. Hence, ice produces more cooling effect than water. Other way also we can also write down that other answer possible for the same question is that latent heat of fusion of ice is more than specific capacity of water, as a result of which ice produce more cooling effect than water. However, the first answer is preferred because it involves the numerical values and the comparison, which creates a very good impression. The next question we take is why weather becomes cold after a hailstorm. Hailstorm means big pieces of snow or big pieces of ice have been falling from the sky. As these big pieces of ice, snow, they falls from the sky, and in the later part of the day these ice pieces they starts melting. As they start melting, they absorb heat from the atmosphere, making atmosphere very cold. So the answer for this question is after hailstorm, snow pieces, or you can say ice pieces starts melting, hence absorbing 336 joules of heat for every 1 gram of ice, which results in cooling of atmosphere. Hence we feel very cold after a hailstorm. Next question we discuss is why icebergs are carried a long distance in the sea. Again, the simple reason is the large amount of latent heat of fusion of ice. Ice to melt, it needs large amount of heat. Such large amount of heat ocean cannot provide, as large part of the ice is under the water and water is also cool. Hence, the water is not able to provide sufficient amount of heat for the melting of the iceberg, and so iceberg, they travel a very long distances, almost 2 to 3,000 kilometers within the ocean without getting melted. So answer we can write down is, for iceberg to melt, it needs 336 joules of heat for every gram. As water is also cold, it is unable to provide such large amount of heat, and so iceberg travel a very long distances in the ocean.